Welcome to the Richlawn Railroad. What you're looking at currently is the Matthews Yard. As we pan around here, we'll see some other layout. It's set in the 60s and 70s in the Kentucky area. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. It has 101 feet of HO scale track and of course is under construction. If you pan around the rooms, you can see the mountain areas here that are in the future, along with a couple of tunnels that are being built. And then right here is the Hoovertown, and in the back you can see the alcove. The trestle you see back there will actually be in the mountain areas. I've been working the railroad for about a year and a half. I'm new to railroading. I hadn't done any railroading before except when I was a small boy. Here we're panning back into the freight yard again, and you can see a three-stall roundhouse along with a back shop and a number of tracks. There's 6 sidings in the back of the yard, and there's 3 sidings in the front, along with the diesel fueling area, sand tower, and so on. And it's of course under construction also. So I hope you enjoy this video. Just give you a little idea of what I'm doing and what it looks like. Here's a little better detailed view of the layout, looking at Potter's Pond, which is behind the 3-stall roundhouse, including cattails there. The roundhouse is a kit by Walthers, and I'm going to have detailed interior. Right now I do have a welder inside that is activated by magnets as the trains go around the layout. Here we're taking a closer look at the roundhouse. I built this about a year and a half ago, and I really enjoy building structures. My wife has a great eye for detail, and she's the one that adds the details such as the bushes, the scrap lumber piles, and so on. The siding track you're seeing is actually a programming track for my Digitrax DCC system. I've got a number of locos, and right here you're seeing loco number 911. I also have about a dozen other locomotives from early F units to a lot of the U-30s, U-boats, and so on. As we look into the roundhouse, you can look at the locomotive here, an RS2 number 260. Eventually the roundhouse will also have lighting and a number of interior details, and also have a soundtrack of work going on such as welding and hammering and so on. The Matthews Freight Yard is about 13.5 feet long and about 3 feet wide at the widest part, with it narrower along the sides. There are 6 sidings along the back side, along with 3 sidings in the front. There is a diesel fueling facility along with a sand facility. Eventually they will have lighting and a number of other features. I'm still detailing it, and all the turnouts or switches will be controlled electronically, either by tortoised machines or some of the under table machines I have. I've got about 60 freight cars at present, more than I actually need in the yard. The backdrop is by Backdrop Warehouse. That's glued on. It was actually O scale that's been moved down to be able to use it, as I got a good price on it. It took quite a bit of ballast here to ballast the yard, about 20 bags of the black type of ballast from Arizona rock. All the rocks that you see as far as in the back of the landscape are hand-carved plaster. I enjoy actually doing that. I know you can do it easier by purchasing rocks, but I actually enjoy doing the carving. All the trains enter and leave in this one area right here in the back of the yard, and it's a pretty busy time during a lot of the switching activities that go on the railroad. Here we are looking at the back of the yard, looking out through the underneath this bridge where the trains come and go from the yard. There are a number of different tracks that merge at this point. On the other side there is a passing siding. There is a 2.5% grade on the layout, which was set with a laser level. Here you can see the difference in the elevation as that 2.5% grade goes up around the town. The area you're looking at with the pink styrofoam is a tunnel that is in the mountain area. The train you see there in the foreground is actually on one of the passing sidings. One of the things I will be doing is adding a residential area in this area, open area right here in the foreground. And we're coming up on Hoovertown, which is one of the first model areas that I had built on the layout. You're looking at St. James Church here in the foreground, or actually right here to your right. The number of buildings that were built under, so 12 buildings on the town right now. It's built on a piece of plywood, and it's one of the areas that I'm continuing to detail as I go along in progress on the layout. You can see some of the locals getting a shine there behind Baldy's Barber Shop. a favorite hangout of some of the locals during the day, where they gather and talk and swap stories and lies. Behind Midge's Corner Cafe, we have a truck farmer that shows up every day there, Freddy's Veggies, and he says it has some of the best veggies in town. His prices are also a lot cheaper than the local supermarket. Meanwhile, across the street, it looks like that a couple of fellows are having a heated discussion over at Baldy's Barber Shop. Midge's Corner Cafe has the best food in town. And you'll be surprised to find out that Midge is usually in attendance, either behind the counter back in the kitchen, or a lot of times out actually serving the food. Here we're looking down Main Street. A pretty busy day today. Some of the details right now are a automated traffic light that actually works, and there'll be a number of signs on there, including a Rexall sign for the Rexall place down at the end, a hotel sign, and Midge will have a little cafe sign on top of her building eventually also. Kids playing on the play area. A lot of people stroll through the park, and also a lot of people like to use the gazebo. Seems to be a favorite hangout of the local residents, and today is a beautiful day for just sitting around and enjoying the day. Meanwhile, Crazy Kurtz looks like he's welcoming a possible potential customer, and he says he has the best cars in town. Of course, he's the only used car dealer in town, so I guess that might be right. You always get a good deal from Crazy Kurtz. All of Crazy Kurtz's cars, of course, were only used on Sunday, including this nice 49 Merc with flames. Boy, I sure wouldn't mind giving that a test drive. So we look down here through the alley too. This guy in the leather jacket always seems to be hanging back here smoking a cigarette. I don't know if he works there at the Rexall store or if he just likes to hang out there. And it's always a busy time in the barber shop. Another place we have two barber shops. Another place people like to congregate. It's in the hotel here, part of the where the lobby. But right now the hotel is closed for renovations. Once the renovations are finished, there should be a detailed interior, which you can see through these large windows. Of course, interior lighting, and there will be a sign on top. Right to the right of the hotel is the common parking area there for the church, the hotel, and the police department. As we scan around here, we can see the St. James Church from the other view here, and the public parking lot here in the foreground. And here at the city jail, it looks like it's exercise time. Boy, I sure wouldn't want to be that guard on top there on that roof during that hot day. And down below, looks like one of the other cops taking a break back in the parking lot, maybe having a smoke, or maybe writing up a ticket or something. So here we can take a final look as we pan around the layout, looking across over, of course, at the Matthew Yard and the shop area, and across Hoovertown. You can see the grade here is the sidings and the main track go up around the area. By the way, the plastic, clear plastic, is to keep the trains on. If there's any derailments, keep them from hitting the floor. Looking again at the mountain area from a different area. And also there'll be a tunnel over here to the right where the one track passes underneath the other. Just a short little tunnel, about maybe 2-3 feet long. The alcove area, which now has nothing in it, is going to be an industrial area. There'll be a coal area there, also a couple of different types of industries. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the tour of the Richlawn Railroad. Thanks a lot for looking.